Hey guys, Rich from Over the Fender Garage. Well, that was successful. Started up good, ran good. Everything worked so far. No smoking, nothing's leaking. I had a tiny radiator hose leak, but that was just tightening up the clamp. No big deal there. But for the most part, everything's done out here. I still got to bundle up the wires and nut and bolt the car. But we'll jump in and start doing upholstery work next. And there's my seats. So I'm doing a little bit of shaving and remodeling on them. This little spot, this will mostly be gone. It's just going to fill in this little tiny spot right here. And this, I want to curve this because I don't want the headrests. These are really short. I mean, to here is 24 inches. So it makes it a nice height. But without them, they're only like 19 inches tall. I mean, they look big on camera, but they're not. So I modified it so that these will be integrated into it, and it'll come up across here and over the top and become like a normal bucket. I mean, it will be a normal height bucket. It's just they're way too short. Not good for a car accident. No head support. So now it's got the headrest. They'll be made into it, so it'll just basically be like a high back, but it won't be as tall as a high back. But this works out really good. And if I need to, I can glue some foam right here. This is all meant to hold it all together because this stuff bonds together. So this is all bonded in there. Ain't none of that gonna come apart. You'll tear the foam underneath it trying to get that stuff off. So go and grind these, smooth them out, kind of get them to how I want it, because I want to shave a good amount of this off here. And there's a lot that I can take off on this. So I'm going to shave these down, make them more comfortable, and then take it from there on what foam I want to add to that. But that's what I'm going to get on to doing next. Clean these up a little bit and get them into the car. There, you kind of get the idea of where I'm going. Got a little filling in to do, and then I'll wrap this section here. I'll wrap with some cotton, and that will hold everything together so nothing falls apart, which it won't. I've done this before. I got my truck that I've done this in. It's been 3 years, 4 years now. I fixed the big hole in the seat that, you know, you get inside the truck and this piece always falls off. Fix that, and it's been that way ever since. And when you buy these seats, you can see they put foam on them. This is from them. When they come out of the mold and they rip it, they fill it in with foam. But yeah, there's that. I got some of it on time warp. I forgot to hit the camera on the second one, or the third one. I started shaping more of the top. But I've got some of this. But you see how much I've shrunk these down. I probably took maybe 2 inches off these and made them a little wider here, so it'd be more comfortable to sit in. And from there, I'll take them and go put them in the car. Make sure I like the direction I'm headed, and take that from there. There they are, sitting in the car. They look good. The very comfortable seating position. They're easy to get in and out of. Before they were really hard to get out of. Now they're easy to get out of, having that cut down. So it's all coming pretty good. If you're looking from the front, it's hard to see with the lights on it. You can kind of see them. They're not too high, not too low. I think they fit the car pretty good. So it's a good direction to go there. Just about get those finished up. All right, they fit pretty nice. I like it. It feels good. Comfortable seating position. You see, I'm sitting pretty decent here. It's not too high, and now it's not too low. I mean, before it was below your shoulders. When you're redoing these cars, you should make them at least a little more safe up to today's standards. So, you know, would have been about there without the headrest mounted in there. So that makes it more comfortable. Plus, it's a good sitting position. It'll be right where I'm supposed to be. So everything's comfortable. And now we're going to get in and start making some door panels here. We've already got the base made. We've done that in a prior video. But now we got the handle and everything in here. This is why I have this way. It's because when you have to put this handle on, you will get that screw in there. We need a mark for this. So I take and put a piece of tape here. I've got the top rails on now. I didn't have those on when I made the panels. Final fitting of everything. I already trimmed the top of this. It had to be trimmed up about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. Everyone's different, so I already did all that. Now, I already have my holes. This one in. First, I can't see anything there. Light. In this hole. Mark this right here, because where this handle goes, that center hole has to be right on. These handles have very little room for air. So mark it there, mark it on there. These back off. Now, I measure from under here to the handle. Just wants 10 and 1/8. And from that line in to the bolt hole, it's 4.5. I can mark it on the floor if I wanted to, because I put that line. I'll put it up here. Easier to see. Come down 10 and 1/8 in 4.5. I want to drill a hole right here. So I can get this handle in that location and hold it there. I'm going to try to get to where the handle hole, this little piece right here, I'll make it to where I can set that in a hole here. So to basically, it'll be cut like this. So this will sit down flush. I can get my center bolt hole, I'll be able to see it. I might be able to screw it on there. If not, if I can find a longer screw, that'll work. But then get it in there, make sure it's as level as I can, draw around it, and cut that out. But at the same time here, I make sure our door handle hole here is big enough. Do this. That. So I'll make that one a little bigger, drill those out, and they'll be ready. Okay, let's back up here now. There. All right, now where's the handle? Handle goes in there like that. So cut that back so I can get that in there so it'll sit flat up against the door. And I don't know where the screw go. There it is. I don't know if I can get lucky enough that it'll catch. far away. Right there. Right there. That would be the handle location. Okay, now I'll go cut this out. Alright, now everything can fit now. Your hole. There you go. There's that one. Now, that up there. There is one door handle done. And I will not try to hook that up until it's going onto the car. The main thing right now is to get everything fit. And take a pencil and go around here. Because I want to clearance this enough for the material that's going on the panel to be able to wrap, and then it's not going to be too tight against the handle. And just put a little wrap around it. Mark where it goes. Alright. Now we got the window crank will fit on. That's done. We already know where our handle our armrest is going to go approximately. So there's that door panel down. Jump up and do one of the front ones. We've got our piece of tape on. Now put the panel up. Next about this one, it's got power windows on the front, so you don't have to deal with the window crank. Dog. Started. Open the hole. This one here. One lined up. Again, mark this. And mark this. I'll put this mark on here because that's where that piece of trim is. I'm not doing it on camera. I wouldn't put it back in. I would just go right there with the tape measure down to the hole. Do it on, yeah. So I put the mark on there because I normally wouldn't put the panel back up. I would just mark from there down. Now pull back out. Measure here down. This is 9 5/8. And then from the line here over is 4 3/4. All right, my measurements. Now we'll take that, transfer it over here. I'll go cut that hole out, and I'll be right back. All right, here we go again. Take this one up there. Find my hole. Snug. Now, same deal. And over the top. Work it out. It's where it looks pretty level. Oops. This first cut, I always try to make this as tight as I possibly can, because you could be tilted down like this and not notice, or up like this. So as long as you get it to where you're visually happy with it, get that mark around it. Now you can kind of fiddle with it a little bit after it's cut, but very little. You see the pencil, you barely got any room. So it's got to be pretty precise. The good thing is the wood's cheap. So mess up, it's not that bad a deal. It's when you get it covered with leather and then go make a mistake, then it's bad. All your mistakes you want to have before you get that far. Right, here we go. Final fit. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see that. That one. That one. Now, that one was really close. Don't feel screw in there. There it is. So one of the advantages of these handles compared to the other is that that base has, it goes, you know, it's got a little to it, like a little horseshoe shape, but you can set it back or you can bring it out, so you can make it to the thickness of your panel easier. All right, there it is. Take this, same as the other one, mark around here. And there are those two panels done. Handle set. So now I can go do the other two, and that part is done. And get into making the armrest, and then try to figure out some kind of design on the panel itself. All right, there's the handles on. They're not hooked up yet, but they're mounted in the panel. So I got my console set back in here, which you can see how they look. Setting everything in here so I can get my ideas flowing for how I want to do the interior. But they all came out in pretty much the same location. They all look good. I got this started yesterday. But stuff like this, you're doing upholstery with leather, it's one good thing to do is all your big pieces. Get like this thing here, because it's the full length of the back here. I'll cover that. I covered this. I had a piece laying here. I'll get this big piece and that big piece. And anything that's of size, you want to get done first. Because if you go and make all your seat pieces, and then you go to do something like this, guarantee you won't have enough. When you cut all the big pieces out like this, you know what scraps you have from, you know, the little pieces of leftover or whatever that you can use for your seats. It's just a way I've found to do it that seems to be the most efficient, because yeah, the first time I did it, I cut out all my seat pieces, didn't do the big pieces, and I ran out. So I switched it around and started doing it the other way, and it's all worked out pretty good. And sometimes you'll still run short, but nothing you can do about that. Just the way stuff goes. There they are. You see where my armrest will be approximately. But I'm going to set the seats in. Check, make sure I like how everything is. I mean, the door handles, you can't move them. There's only limited places you can put them. So those are like a fixed thing. But you see the window crank there. You should be able to see the armrest where it would approximately be. Everything works good with the seat. So that's what I'll do next, is I'll set my seats in here the rest of the way, look everything over, and first thing I really want to do is get these armrests done. That would be my next thing to knock out. And I'm going to start making my rough in on my armrests. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it to the width of my arm. It seems to be the most comfortable sitting in the car. I'm just going to take my arm and lay it on there, and that's going to be my starting point, where it feels comfortable, which right now it's at 4 inches, which I'll probably cut it back to around 3.5 maybe. This right here. I will cut this down to the 4 to start. It's better to start big and make it smaller. If you make it too small, you wasted it. So I'm gonna make this and I'll take it over to the car and test fit it and see how it feels. There's my piece of wood. I ended up cutting it down to 3.5. I take it and stick it in here about where it goes. You see a little rounded spot I haven't cut yet. But you see how far away from it is the seat, because the Chevelle being a full-size car and the seats really are not for a full-size car. But this is what they sell aftermarket. You can't really buy a full-size car seat from the aftermarket. They fit good, so you get that little space to fill in. I'm gonna hold it up there. That looks good. Yeah, if I can do this. There. Holding it up there. You put your arm on it. It fits pretty good. It's comfortable. Take and cut this little spot off here. And I think that's a good base right there to start off of. Then can kind of fiddle around with it until I get the right shape I want on top, and then make the rest of it. All right, I've got all my armrest material made up here. And what I've done here is I took MDF and just made little stacks like this, right and left. The back have to be a lot smaller than the front because of the window crank. These are right and left. Most likely by the time they're done, they'll fit on either side. But one thing you gotta watch out for is that you have your right and you have your left ones sitting to where you know, because there's not going to be as much curve back here as there's going to be in the front. But basically they're just, it's MDF cut, and I'll take and I'll glue all these together and nail them. And I have a backer board that the lower pile sits on, like this. Oops. Like that. And then I'll just kind of grind them and shape them to how I want them. And then this one here sits on top. And then I'll cut the little pocket for the handhole. That's what I got marked on there. Let's see, I could take this one here and flip these over like this, and now they're on the right ones. You see where I've got the hand pocket on both of them. It's a very comfortable spot. But now I'll glue all these together and get ready for the really fun stage of grinding on this. Makes a heck of a mess, but I do it this way because you can come up with a lot more different shapes. If you don't like it, you can just keep grinding on it, and then when I get it done to stabilize it, I will either put an epoxy paint on them or a varnish, just something to stabilize it all, and that way you never have a problem with it. Moisture won't bother it. As long as that stuff is sealed up, nothing will bother it. But that's what I'm going to do right now, is glue all that stuff together. Here, this is kind of where the shape I'm going for on the back. But you can see here where I did the circle. This is where you want to keep the armrest away, because otherwise you won't be able to roll the window up or down. You'd be hitting your hand on it. So that was the best conclusion, was to end it right there. Gives you 3 fingers. Should be enough room. And then you can kind of adjust it from there. But that's the basic shape on that one. I don't know if I have this one on there, but this is the basic shape I'm going to go for on this one. And it's one of the nice things about doing the little stacks that I do, is that I could just keep grinding until I get to the point where I like it. And then you can stop. But you always got to remember, you have to be able to wrap it. So you don't want to have any really tight corners or anything like that. You want to keep everything kind of a mild turn on it. If you get a really, really sharp bend in it, you can't cover it. It's one thing to always keep in mind. But that's basically the general idea. This can be a little further down. It's going to be down here further. But then I can just keep shrinking it until I'm satisfied and get it on there. But that's what I'm going to do now, is start gluing them all up. All right, you've just seen that in time lapse. Just a rough end on how it's going to fit. It's got a decent shape. Everything looks good on it. So now I'll take and start adding the shape onto it that I want. Finish cleaning it up. All right, there's the back armrest. pretty good rough in there. Clears everything. Now we just got to start putting some shape to it. But they're looking like I envisioned so far. This is why I like doing it this way with the MDF. You can grind away at them until you're happy. And then when you get it all done, if you still got a spot like this, I would seal it first, and then I'd fill that with Bondo. A little bit of body filler will fix that stuff. But it's great stuff to work with. You think bodywork's messy. It just devastates everything on the side. But air hose, you turn the fan on, it'll suck it right out of here. But it makes a heck of a mess. So trim here, so I don't have to sand all that off. If you notice as I'm working, I put pins in my table. It's basically like a woodworking table. But you get these little dowels. You get a piece of oak, put it along here. Let me get one out. You get these little dowels at the home center, woodworking store, wherever. Drill holes. So you can put those in the holes. I have them tight so they stay in. I mean, sometimes they'll fall out depending on how long they've been used, like this one. But yeah, you stick them up, make them so you can hold stuff. Pound them down out of the way when you don't want them. They're great. So how tight that one is, that one's new. And that's the old one. So yeah, you tap them open the bottom when they're tight. Great. There's the armrest trimmed. I do more shaping.